Good evening, Mr. Mayor, ladies and gentlemen of council. My name is Mark Perreault. I live at 950 Hanover Avenue in Norfolk, and I wanted to address the city barn, the Riverview Farm Park barn. Jane Jacobs, in 1961, wrote a noted book called The Death and Life of Great American Cities. And she said that cities need old buildings so badly, it is probably impossible for vigorous cities to grow without them. And if we look at around America right now, what do we see? We see the cities with vibrant historic districts growing and thriving. Washington is growing. 1,000 people move to Washington, D.C. every month. Boston is booming. New York City is booming. San Francisco is booming. Those cities without historic preservation are not doing so well. Jacksonville, Gary, Indiana, those cities have not thrived because they have not attended to their historic districts and done what's necessary to attract lots of people to them. Let me speak to my city, Norfolk, which used to be infamous for tearing down buildings. We tore down our beautiful Marble Line train station in the 1960s. We got federal money and tore down whole districts of historic buildings that some were slums to be sure and irredeemable, but others could have been today's Georgetown. They were beautiful townhouses, rows and rows destroyed. But Norfolk has learned its lesson, and in the last 10, 20 years, nothing has been torn down in Norfolk. And as a result, if you're familiar with downtown Norfolk, it is booming today. Grandy Street, our old shopping district street, is lined with restored buildings with hundreds of millennials and others living in them, adding to the commerce and the vibrancy of the city. In the last few weeks, the last two unrestored buildings on downtown Grandy Street, they have broken ground on restoring them. One is leaning, and the developer is going to jack it up. He's so eager to get that building restored and get it full of residences again. So Newport News ought to be paying attention to what's happening right here in our own region and around the country. We've lost a lot of Newport News. The downtown has basically been demolished and abandoned. A lot of the neighborhoods have been are depressed. In its place, there's ugly and massive suburban sprawl lining major roads for miles like Jefferson and Mercury Boulevard. This is not the kind of development that attracts people in 2016. Every historic asset that you have remaining ought to be important to you. Hilton Village, the lady mentioned the North End, Huntington area. These things are treasures and ought to be preserved at all costs. Likewise, the city brick barn, City Farm brick barn. It's going to take a little money to fix it, but it is an investment the city ought to make for its future, just like they should make investments for renewing City Center, a resurgent Southeast, and hopefully someday a renewed and vibrant downtown Newport News.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Those are all the